My name is Leah and I'm the Wild Child Yogi, and this is yoga for hibernation season. So I really love this time of year. December is dark and chilly usually, and this is just the perfect time to disconnect, read a book, take a hot bath, and just do some really gentle yoga and sleep and prepare for the awesome season ahead. So, we are going to start in a comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like for you. If you need a little bit more support, you can put a pillow underneath your butt. But you're just going to close your eyes, rest your hands wherever you would like, and start to take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, let it go nice and slow. And then inhale once more. See if you can inhale a little bit deeper. And then as you exhale, let it go a little bit slower. And so as you take your third inhale, start to focus on your body. So can you ground your hips down? Can you pull your belly muscles in to support your spine? Can you pick your abdomen up out of your pelvis and grow a little bit taller? So wherever you are, finish that inhale or exhale and start again. Focusing on the quality of that breath. So is it smooth? Is it long? Is it slow? And what do you feel as you continue to breathe? Maybe you feel your neck relax and you can move your head from side to side, maybe make little circles. Continuing to breathe in, feel your rib cage expand, and as you exhale, feel it close in, squeeze all that air out. Maybe you feel your shoulders relax and your shoulder blades slide down your back. And as you inhale, feel your chest rise, and as you exhale, feel it fall. Maybe you're able to grow a little bit taller and create some space in between each vertebrae so that the crown of your head reaches up to the sky. And your shoulders pull back so that your chest is already open. When you inhale, you can feel it rise. You can feel your intercostal muscles, the muscles around your rib cage stretch, and you can feel your diaphragm expand as you inhale deep into your belly. And then as you exhale, controlled and slow, you contract your diaphragm to push all of the air out of your belly. You feel your rib cage close in as you breathe out of the middle of your lungs, and your chest falls as you squeeze the last little bit of air out of the top of your lungs. And then inhale, begin to breathe again. So noticing the quality of this breath. And notice how your body feels compared to when you first sat down. Do you feel lighter? Do you feel calmer? I want you to continue this quality of breath throughout our practice today. And whenever you're ready, you can start to incorporate some movement into your body, and you're going to roll all the way down onto your back. Squeeze your knees into your chest, rock from side to side or front to back, just massaging the spine however it feels good for you. And then take your arms out to the sides, palms down like a T, and you're just going to start to rock your knees from side to side. Just getting a little bit bigger every time. And you want to think about your pelvis and your tailbone grounding down into the mat. Just rolling from side to side. Keep your belly muscles engaged. Keep your shoulders on the mat. You don't have to be extreme with this to feel a good sensation. This class is all about little movements, slow movements, gentle movements, to just do something good for your body. So you can take those knees a little bit wider, maybe move them front to back in little half circles, and then gently come back to center. Squeeze your knees into your chest a little bit tighter. Take a deep breath here, and then hands come flat to the mat. Your feet extend up to the sky. Now, everybody is different. When I extend my legs up, they start to quiver and shake because my hamstrings, the back of my thighs, are very tight. So I put a slight bend in the knees. Do whatever feels good for you. Maybe there's a slight bend in your knees. Maybe your knees are, or maybe your legs are completely straight and your heels are reaching up to the sky and you get this deep stretch in the back of your legs. So this can be active or passive, but whatever you're doing, flex your feet, bring your toes and point them towards your face. Take an inhale. Maybe you can feel your legs relax a little bit and you can reach a little bit higher. Focus on your low back here. Notice how it feels. Try to press it down into the mat, and you can do that by engaging your belly muscles. Take one last deep inhale, and as you exhale, start to bring your knees into your chest once more. Squeeze them in. Keep a hold of that right knee, reach your left leg up to the sky and then drop it down to the mat. You're going to take that right knee and just start to move it a little bit. So in the direction of your left shoulder, so it kind of crosses over your body a little bit. In the direction of your nose, in the direction of your right shoulder, and then outside of your right shoulder, so that hip opens up. And then you can move back, right shoulder, chest, left shoulder. Again, this is not an extreme movement, it's just a direction to move in. And then you can stay here with your knee squeezing into your chest, or you can reach that hand to the outside of that right foot. Turn the sole of the foot up to the sky. Bring your knee down to the mat. One half of a happy baby pose. That left hand, the one that's not grabbing a foot, you can have that down on the mat or down on your left thigh, whatever feels good for you. And then assess your body here. Is there any area you are holding tension that does not need it? Can you relax that right hip or your right arm? Can you relax the muscles in your left hand? Are both sides of your body evenly pressing into the mat? And while you're doing all of this, how is your breath? Are you maintaining that quality that we found in the beginning of class? And if you're not, that's totally okay. Notice it and bring it back. Take a big inhale, feel your chest rise, feel the back of your ribs press into the mat, and as you exhale, release any tension that's left. From here, you're going to slowly release your grip. Your right ankle comes above your left knee, and your left foot is on the mat. So it looks like you're just lounging back. Start to lift your left foot and bring both legs closer to your chest. So you come into this figure 4 pose. And you can hang out just like this, or you can take your hands on either side of that left thigh. Grab for the back of the thigh or the front of the shin, whichever feels best for you. Flex your right ankle to protect your right knee. And notice the stretch in your right hip. Come back to that deep breath. Again, notice where you can release tension. Are you clenching your jaw? Is your brow furrowed? Can you relax the back of your neck? You're going to slowly release your grip, release both legs, and you're going to squeeze them in towards your chest. And notice how the right leg feels compared to the left. And then keep a hold of that left knee as you reach your right foot up to the sky. Let it fall down to the mat. Oh. And then the left knee starts to move a little bit over to the right shoulder, to the nose, to the left shoulder, to the outside. Open up that left hip and then start to come back. All the way over to the right shoulder, chest, left shoulder, and open as much as you would like. Back to the right shoulder. Eventually settling in, and you can squeeze that left knee in, or you can reach your left hand to the outside of your left foot. Turn the sole of the foot up to the sky. Pull your knee down to the mat. 1/2 of a happy baby. Again, notice your pelvis, notice your hips in this pose. Are they evenly pressing down into the ground? Or can you adjust something? Decide what you want to do with that right hand down on the mat, on your leg, or just comfortably resting somewhere. Find that quality of breath if you've lost it. Engage your diaphragm, expand it with every inhale, and contract it with every exhale. Scan your body for tension. Once you notice it, notice if it needs to be there. Is it helping you or is it unnecessary? If it's unnecessary, let it go. Big, deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. Release your grip. You're going to bring your left ankle above your right knee. The right sole of your foot is on the mat. So you come into that 4-point pose once again. From here, start to lift that right leg. Bring everything a little bit closer to your chest, and you can hang out right here, or you can support this pose with your arms by taking them on either side of that right leg, grabbing for the back of the thigh or front of the shin. Check your alignment here. So your right shoulder, hip, and knee are all on the same plane. Your left ankle is flexed to protect your left knee. And notice how you're still stretching your hip in this pose, but it's a completely different stretch. You're working a completely different set of muscles. You're just getting a little yin to the yang. If your mind has wandered, bring your focus back to your breath. Deep inhale, feel your chest rise. Exhale, feel your shoulders soften. Gently start to release everything, and you're going to squeeze both knees into your chest. From here, soles of the feet are on the mat and touching. Let your knees fall open as much as you would like. Let your arms rest at your sides, palms up. Feel the slight arch in your back. Feel your shoulders open. Feel your belly rise with the inhale. And your hips and your shoulders relax with the exhale. Slowly start to bring your knees together. With your knees touching, wiggle your feet nice and wide as the edges of the mat, if that feels good for you. Press your low back down into the mat. Stretch your arms overhead. Your spine becomes nice and long. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to roll over onto whichever side is more comfortable for you and start to make your way up to a comfortable seated position. From here, you can roll your neck from side to side. You can roll your shoulders open. You can stretch your arms overhead, whatever feels good for you. Whatever movement you need right here. And then whenever you're ready, you're going to bring your hands to the mat. You're going to come onto all fours like a kid about to crawl. So your hands are underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips. And with the inhale, you're going to lift your head, lift your chest, let your belly drop low. And as you exhale, you're going to round your spine up to the sky. Tuck your chin into your chest, tuck your tailbone under, tuck your toes to feel a stretch in the back of your feet, and then start to shift your hips 1 inch at a time back towards your heels. Reach your arms forward as you go, feel the stretch in your back, and then release your toes. Let your hips rest on your heels, let your forehead rest on the mat. Take an inhale, exhale, let it go. Now, I really love child's pose. It's one of my favorite poses in yoga just because it shows how every pose can be modified to whatever feels good for you. So while you're laying on the mat, your forehead is connected to the ground. And if you can't reach, you can stack your hands or make little fists or get a block. It's whatever you need. But your forehead should be attached to something. It should help you feel a little more grounded. And then your toes can be tucked for that stretch in the back of your feet, or they can be untucked and resting. Your knees can be together with your chest on your thighs, or you can open up your knees nice and wide and let your chest drop down to open up your hips a little bit. You can reach your arms out in front of you to get that stretch in your side body, or you can rest them back at your sides and give your shoulders a little bit of a break. If you want to open up your shoulders, you can interlace your fingers at the small of your back. So you have a lot of options in this child's pose, and all you need to do is find out what feels best for you, and then bring your focus back to your breath. So after taking a couple deep breaths, inhale, start to rise up onto all fours. Again, hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Tuck your toes, lift your butt up to the sky, downward facing dog. Relax your head, relax your neck. Your hands are still shoulders width apart. Your feet are hips width apart if that feels good for you. You're pressing your hips back. And you're pressing into all 10 fingertips so the weight is evenly distributed on your hands. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, shift your shoulders forward. You might have to walk your hands out a little bit to find a high plank. Lower your knees down, shift your shoulders forward as you lower all the way down to the mat. From here, slide your hands forward so that your elbows are underneath your shoulders. Lift your head and your chest, slide your shoulder blades down your back. Bring your big toes to touch. Inhale, open up your chest. Feel the muscles on the front of your neck stretch. Maybe you move your head from side to side and tilt your chin up to the sky a little bit. Inhale, exhale, lower down. Hands are underneath your shoulders. Press up onto all fours. Cross your ankles, roll back over them. Come back into that comfortable seated position. Take a few deep breaths here. Maybe bring your right hand to your belly and your left hand to your heart. And just notice how your body feels right here. Notice how you're sitting. Notice if you feel light or heavy. And compare that to the beginning of class when you first sat down. So from here, you can lay down into Shavasana, or you can do another hibernation activity. You can read a book, you can take a bath, you can eat some soup, whatever you want to do. If you enjoyed this class, please donate to either the Wild Child Yogi on Venmo or PayPal. And I ask for donations because wellness should be accessible to everyone, not just those who can afford it, but my time should still be valued. And I will see you here next time.